Den Mast nach vorne. Und dann... Ja.
What's up everybody and welcome to a new video. Today I want to tell you the whole story of how I came from this jibe ...12 years later, around about 12 years, to this jibe. I mean, yeah, there's a little difference, but I mean, we all started somewhere, right? And I don't think it's a miracle anyway. And in the end of the video, I'm also going to tell you how you can win this amazing NeilPryde racing sail that I'm going to be giving away to you. Not only that, I'm also going to give away a JP board of your choice. Yes, you heard it right. I'm giving away one board and a racing sail to one of you guys. And on top of that, I'm also gonna give away my 5.3 wave sail combat, but that one I'm gonna give away to anybody who commented on one of my videos this year so far. So you can't enter the giveaway for that sail anymore, but you can still win the racing sail, you can still win the board, but more about that in the end of the video. I promised you guys there will be a huge giveaway this year, and yeah, this is pretty much it. So you'll learn all about that in the end of the video, because now I want to talk about my whole story as a windsurfer. I got asked that quite a lot, how yeah everything came together, and I want to show you some old video footage that I have as well, because I actually started filming myself quite early, just never saw the day of light. And then together with some photos to give you an understanding of yeah, how everything was for me before I was professional in windsurfing. And I would say let's get right into it. It all started when I was about 12 or 13, I believe. I don't remember exactly. I think that's quite late. There are a lot of young guns that start with like 5 or 6. And my father was a windsurfer here in Germany since yeah, pretty much the very beginning. I think he was one maybe of the first 1,000 windsurfers here in Germany. I have to ask him. And obviously my parents, knowing what an amazing sport it is and what it can do for your personality and for athletics, they obviously had to put me on a windsurf board, and it probably came more from my mom's side, putting me on the windsurf board. And so obviously I had to do my first windsurfing course. And yeah, it's super funny looking back at these images. And the fun thing is, the very first time I windsurfed, I hated it. I was sliding on the board, the grip was not good enough, I couldn't really stand, couldn't find my balance. It was just a disaster and I didn't want to do it. But then luckily my mom kept pushing me to do it again. And yeah, we went to an island in Germany, Rügen it's called. And yeah, we rented gear for me, some beginner gear. And yeah, my parents helped me to learn windsurfing and improve. And all of a sudden I found more interest. I wanted to progress as fast as possible. We went to the rental and I said, I want that harness, I want that sail, which was a pretty big sail for me at that time. In that holiday I learned a lot. It was I think 2 weeks or so, and I tried to get on the water every day. And I even had my first planing moment, and that was pretty much like a breakthrough for me. That's when the windsurfing virus caught me, as they say. And yeah, it was still on that beginner gear, but you know, first time planing, always such a special moment to remember. I'm sure all of you guys have that moment in your memory. And yeah, from that moment on, it was clear that windsurfing was the only thing I wanted to do. And so we came back to my hometown, which is close to Kiel, and there's a windsurf school here. At my home spot, still my home spot, it's called Brazilian, which translates to Brazil. And we made an agreement with the surf school that I can rent all the gear throughout the whole year. So I can go there, get some gear, and the gear was not the best. It was like actually quite old gear and not maybe super beginner friendly. But I just went there as often as possible, and my dad often came with me. He brought me there, took photos, sometimes took videos, and yeah, most of the photos you see, they're taken by my dad. He just got super excited. Unfortunately, guys, he stopped windsurfing pretty much when I started, because he just started taking photos of me. And in the beginning I thought obviously that was super cool to get photos taken of yourself. But then in the end I tried to, you know, get him away from the camera and back on the water. But yeah, that didn't really work. So in the end, that was around the time that he kind of stopped windsurfing. And I found more and more interest. Every day after school I would go on the water. Like about a year later, I got my first windsurfing gear, my first own sails and own board. I had an F2 Guerilla, it was called, I think, freestyle wave board. Absolutely loved that board. Along with that, I think 2 or 3 wave sails, and some of them belong to my dad, I think, but I use them all the time. And at that time I started getting into wave sailing, because all of the people at that surf school, all the people around me, they were wave sailors. And so it was obvious for me that I had to get into waves. I mean, Baltic Sea offers small waves, but there's still something, you know. And yeah, I started wave sailing, started going to Denmark with my parents, getting out in some smaller waves, started learning some jumps. Really, yeah, absolutely in love with the sport. On the other side, I still went to school, I still had a lot of school friends, and one of that friend like took me to the gym, and I would start working out with him. And we would work out quite intensely, and I started becoming bulky and heavy, and I started growing taller and taller. So people told me I should start getting into racing. I started with big techno racing. It's a racing class, pretty much a longboard, and yeah, big board, not a lot of fun. I got into that, hated it pretty much, because you also sail when it's not planing wind. I mean, imagine going from wave sailing to this heavy board. I mean, yeah, I didn't like it. Did that for maybe a year or so, but at the same time, yeah, they still kept telling me you should do racing. So I started with, I think, 1 slalom board and 2 slalom sails. That's probably like 2 or 3 years after I started windsurfing. My parents got me, I think, 2 slalom sails from Nash and 1 big slalom board, which also wasn't really the best board. But yeah, I started doing some slalom sailing. But my true passion was all the time for wave, so I didn't really spend much time on that slalom board. However, I did start competing in competitions. Obviously, I started in German national competitions, and in some of them I didn't do so bad. Some in the light ones I did not so well, because the sail was too small and didn't have a lot of different gear. But then when the wind was good and strong, I did quite well, and I ended up I think in the top 10 in one event, and I was just 15 maybe, or yeah, 15, 16. And that was kind of, I would say, the first small breakthrough for me, because then in the end of that season I got awarded with a prize, which is a newcomer prize from the German Surf magazine and the Boat trade show, which was a check for, I think, 2,013 euros. Yeah, I was motivated to attack more the racing side of windsurfing things, because yeah, I did well and I wanted some more. At the same time, a person that I met before had put in a good word for me with North Sails and Fanatic, because I really had a good I had a good body. I was big, I was getting more muscular. For that age, it was quite I was quite big, and so they saw some potential, and that's when I got my first deal where I got some of the gear for free. Not all of it. Back then I think it was 2 sails, 2 boards. So that was very good, and I didn't get more gear. I only got what I had gotten for free, and that was super cool. And I think I did 1 or 2 years, I think 1 year on that gear, and did quite okay again in the German Windsurfing Cup. But then that year after, I finished school with 19, and I wanted to see where I can take this. So I went to Tenerife that winter, started training, full power and tuning my gear, and yeah, learning from all the pros around, which I did get a lot of help from them. Yeah, so when I came back to the German Windsurf Cup after that year, straight away I landed on the podium. And that was kind of the second breakthrough moment for me, I think. In the meantime, I had started with Formula windsurfing as well. And also to be mentioned, all these things I was able to afford because I had found an outside windsurfing sponsor, which is Nordmann. And he had supported me with affording the competitions, affording the training in winter. So that was really helpful. And this is something I found through connection, through a friend of mine again. And yeah, so that results kind of kickstarted everything, or those results in that year, because I started getting on the podium after my winter training. And it really comes down to that hard training. Then after that season, the first year of doing well, I got approached by NeilPryde and JP again, because somebody had put in a good word for me, seeing the potential. And yeah, I got approached by JP and NeilPryde, and this was, yeah, for me, the year when I realized, okay, I can be a professional windsurfer kind of full time. And so they offered me like a really good deal with pretty much all the gear for free, and that was extremely helpful. So yeah, from that point on, I started going to Tarifa, Tenerife in winters to train full power, and I started doing better results and better results. And I started competing in the PWA. Yeah, and this is pretty much where I stand today. So overall, I would say it was just a lot of time spent on the water that helped me improve a lot. I was really keen on getting out on the water, still am, really keen on windsurfing, really keen on improving, and I had a mindset where I just wanted to get every single thing perfect. I wanted the jibes perfect, I wanted the starts perfect, wanted the speed perfect. I didn't want to, my goal was to make no mistake whatsoever on the course, and this is what I trained for, and this is what pushed me forward, I think, through the years. I mean, a lot more has happened in the past 2, 3, 4 years regarding, for example, this YouTube channel and other sponsors that came in over time. But this is pretty much, I wanted to focus more on how everything started, and I hope I was able to give you a little insight here. I hope this was interesting. I mean, that was a lot of talking now. Some of you guys asked, I just wanted to explain you guys how everything went down, and now it's time for the giveaway. I'm gonna tell you what you gotta do. Like I said, I'm giving away a JP board of your choice, as far as available, and then a NeilPryde racing sail in 7.4, the latest one, brand new, and my 5.3 Convert, but that one exclusively to everybody who commented on one of my videos this year so far to this point, so you can't enter that anymore. And I'm gonna give that away until coming Sunday, so it's gonna end this Sunday, and everybody who entered until then is in the raffle to win. And I'm super excited. Thank you guys so much for this amazing year. I mean, this is me giving this away is possible because of you guys, because you like the videos, you comment the videos, you watch them. And yeah, I wanted to thank you guys so much for that. I have spent lots of time on these videos this year for known reasons, obviously, not many competitions. And I'm happy to give that away to you. So what you gotta do is you gotta leave a comment under this video, and you gotta be subscribed. And that's pretty much it. Then you're in the raffle. You can also check out my Instagram account. You can also take part there on Instagram. It says everything below what you gotta do, and that will increase your chances. And that is already pretty much it for this video and for the giveaway. I'm super stoked that some of you guys are gonna win this stuff. Sorry for all the others, but obviously more will come in the future. You know how it is here. And what's coming next on this channel is a short film that will go also a little bit more into what I talked about, how I started everything, but also about something else, about our environment. It's coming on this channel really soon. I teased it already in another vlog, so stay tuned for that. I'm really excited for that to come out. A lot of work went into this. And then after, I'm gonna go to Italy for the NeilPryde and JP shooting, So I'm gonna take you with me with the camera, obviously, so stay tuned for that. That's gonna be beginning of November is when that comes out. So yeah, lots of talking, but I hope you guys found that interesting. If you did, leave me a like. Make sure to leave a comment to win and subscribe. And I would say I see you in the next video. Bye guys!